From a distance, I thought her feathers were multimedia. They were incredibly realistic, and every work had a complex composition with a wonderful depiction of the human figure in all its curves and beauty. I loved the painting you see here of the woman in the red dress sitting on a throne. It's called Absolute Trust, Sleeping Beauty. But I don't think I gasped at anything as much as I did at the AR done on her The Never-Ending Life. According to an interview she did, she aims to express through her work consciousness of self, eagerness for life, freedom, strength, deep calm, beauty, creativity, ability, and new reality. Through her work, and I think it's definitely shown, I love that the works feel so realistic but surreal at the same time. It's the way that she portrays every little detail of life, and it really is a new reality in a way, and I really enjoyed seeing her works at the exhibition. Like Aranzazos, Aslan paints with oil, and his works featured at the Artlife Fest with their bright colors and depictions of childhood really got my attention. My favorite was probably the sorcerer, with its terrifying yet alluring snake crawled around the little girl and its colors. I will link all artists in the description. Meanwhile, enjoy the AR, and really sorry for the quality loss, this was all from my phone. Gosia is a Polish artist born in 1982, and she moved to Canada. She has a background in illustration and painting, but she discovered her love for sculpture and fully dedicated herself to it in 2013. The series on display was Beneath the Waves and Water, and I also attached a photo from her website with some of the works in her portfolio. The sculptures are so unique and elegant, and they made both my friend and I emotional with their simplicity. Mark Indoso is a Filipino artist living in Australia, and he describes his art as abstract, vivid, and dreamlike. This was his first project with Adobe Aero, and I loved the atmosphere that his work had with its movements. It made me want to zoom into every tiny little detail, and as someone who has tried Adobe exactly once and went, nope, not ready for that yet, I was in awe. Also, hats off to the curator of this exhibition because the works looked incredible paired with the pink background. Actually, everything looked great, so yeah. We went to the exhibition straight after school, and I think it was the perfect time to go. There weren't that many people, and the exhibition space was huge, so it felt really private, just you and the art. We viewed everything for about 4 hours, but we had to rush to leave because there was a kind of creepy guy who literally followed us because he wanted to try and speak English. We talked to him for around 10 minutes and then we just kind of slipped away, but overall it was a lovely way to spend an evening. Very thankful to my friend Sophia, who was completely up for it. A lot of the artists were actually self-taught, which was insane. You couldn't tell at all, and it was just so inspiring to see their hard work after years of self-study. Artfest is held every year in Moscow, so hopefully we'll make it to the next one too. Really well organized, unique with the AR concept, and just immaculate vibes. 100% recommend. everyone, I'm Polina and welcome back to my channel. I hope you enjoyed that mini art vlog and I hope it helps you discover some new artists that you didn't know about previously. So I wanted to share some of the books that I bought for my birthday. So first up we have The People in the Trees. Who's chopping onions? Oh, no one. It's your PTSD from A Little Life because Hane Yanagihara is the author. Actually, The People in the Trees was published 2 years before A Little Life, but last year everyone collectively lost their minds over A Little Life, myself included. Here's the link to the video. And so that one is the more popular one. This one's set in 1950. It's all about a young doctor who travels to some remote island in Micronesia, and him and his team, their goal is to find a lost tribe. But not only do they find the lost tribe, they also find some forest dwellers who live for an incredibly long time and are also not that stable. They decide that it's a great idea to bring the magic turtle that the forest dwellers have, to kill it and to take its meat and to bring it back to the United States. And so the doctor wins the Nobel Prize. For me, this sounds kind of like a cliche plot, one that I have heard about before, but also, who am I kidding? Of course I'm gonna read this. One of the reviews that I read, it said that this book is rife with moral ambiguity. So, you know, I'm just excited to find out what dark parts of myself I haven't discovered yet. Alright, and up next we have a dark contrast to that book. We have probably the nicest book in existence, Heartstopper. I haven't read it, but why do I say that? Well, you see, I thought for sure that that's it. I have a cold, dead, hard heart when I didn't enjoy The House on the Cerulean Sea as much as everyone else did. But then I read Radio Silence and my heart just completely melted, and I figured it's time for a little Alice Osman in my life again, because her characters, I just want to hug them and hold them forever and we can age together and I'll be happy because they're just so nice, and the writing, it's so funny but it's so like relatable at the same time. It's not too over the top and it's just like a really pleasant change. This is gonna be the first graphic novel that I read, so really excited for that too. And honestly, I expect Heartstopper to cheer me up. Well, what's it about? It's about two boys who historians will say were very good friends. Have you heard the news? If you haven't, you probably live under a rock. I'm surprised that I didn't see you there, but Heartstopper is being adapted by Netflix, which of course means that I'm really excited to read this before that happens. And to all the lovely people who watched Shadow and Bone with me after I made you read all of the books, I think you know what we're doing in 2022. And finally, we actually have a book review because yes, I already read the book. It's arrived on Wednesday and it's 30 pages. Queen Sally Rooney, Mr. Salary. You should absolutely check out my video on Sally Rooney if you haven't already. And Mr. Salary is a short story that follows Suki, who moved in with Nathan like a while ago, and Nathan is just literally drowning in money. He's making 6 figures while Suki is finishing up university because they have a 15-year age gap, which when you're old is not that bad, but like I said, Suki is struggling with the death of her mother and with her father having dementia and other health issues, and so there's definitely like that power dynamic difference that Sally Rooney usually goes for. It's like a Sally Rooney trope, and there is all of that messiness between the characters, that deliciousness in writing that Sally Rooney usually provides, and it's 10 times the size of her books. And honestly, it still managed to absolutely like blow me away with her writing. I love the way that Sally Rooney uses like word choice, and honestly, every word, every sentence, it's completely necessary. Nothing is wasted, and it just gives the whole short story a completely different kind of atmosphere, completely different kind of feeling. It's just individual words that set the tone, and it really moves the story along. It's great. Her writing works even better in short story format. My only wish is that this was longer, which I know goes against everything I just said. What's different from her other novels, I would say, is that you have the usual will they, won't they, but it's darker. It's not the usual like unrequited love, power dynamic type thing. It's like a death type thing, I think I better quote. Nothing inside my body was trying to kill me. Death was, of course, the most ordinary thing that could happen. At some level, I knew that. Still, I had stood there, waiting to see the body in the river, ignoring the real living bodies all around me, as if death was more of a miracle than life was. It's dark, and there's also cancer, so trigger warnings for that. It is quite a heavy read for the 30 pages that it has. I wanted to hang this book up. I wanted to buy 30 copies of this book, open each copy up to a new page, and just
hang it up along the wall and come back to it and really enjoy it. Initially, I only gave it 4 stars because it kind of lost me a bit with its open-endedness. I thought for sure that I would just forget it and that I'm just in shock because of all the difficult stuff going on in this novel and the gut-wrenching emotions that Sally Rooney, as usual, provides. A while has passed and I still find myself not only thinking about this, but actively comparing it to what happened in my own life and what I think Suki would have done in one situation, what Nathan would have done in another situation. Final lines keep staying with me. I keep running over them and trying to think of other endings that I can think of. I love that about Sally Rooney's novels always, even though it does frustrate me to no end. So I raised my rating to 5 stars, and I think it really is one of my new favorite short stories, and I would highly recommend this one. Also, it's a great introduction to Sally Rooney's writing. It's a taster, a teaser. And with that, we conclude this short book haul and the art vlog. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope I will see you next week. If all things go to plan, I'm hoping to do a video on Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye!